Welcome to Switzerland, one of nature's most majestic masterpieces, nestled in the heart of Europe. Switzerland is a landlocked nation bordered by Germany, France, Italy, Austria, and Liechtenstein. This unique position has created a fascinating cultural melting pot where four official languages, German, French, Italian, and Romansh, blend harmoniously. The Swiss Alps, covering about 65% of the country, have shaped not only the dramatic landscape, but also the resilient, innovative spirit of its people. From ancient Roman settlements to medieval trading routes, from the birth of the Red Cross to becoming a global center for finance and innovation, Switzerland's history is as rich and layered as its famous chocolate. The Swiss have mastered the art of precision in their timepieces, their engineering marvels, and their commitment to preserving the pristine beauty of their natural heritage. But here's what I want you to think about as we embark on this virtual journey. What is it about mountains that calls to the human soul? Why do we feel so small yet so alive when surrounded by such grandeur? Keep this question in your heart as we explore these 10 incredible destinations. Before we get started, I want you to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You won't want to miss any of our upcoming adventures. And if you're already planning your trip to Switzerland, check out the links in the video description for exclusive deals on flights and accommodations. Now, let's get started on your adventure to explore the most beautiful destinations in Switzerland. Lucerne. Lucerne sits at the northwestern tip of Lake Lucerne, strategically positioned where the Reuss River flows out of the lake. This central Swiss city, at an elevation of 1,436 feet above sea level, serves as the gateway to the heart of the Swiss Alps. The lake itself, formed by glacial activity thousands of years ago, winds through the landscape like a giant serpent, its four arms reaching into different valleys, creating one of Europe's most complex and beautiful lake systems. What makes Lucerne's location truly special is how it sits at the crossroads of major alpine passes. For centuries, travelers crossing from Germany to Italy had to pass through this very spot, making Lucerne not just beautiful, but strategically vital to European trade and culture. The culture here is a fascinating blend of German-Swiss traditions with international sophistication. Walk through the cobblestone streets of the old town, and you'll hear the melodic Swiss-German dialect mixing with dozens of international languages as visitors from around the world fall under Lucerne's spell. The city has mastered the art of preserving its medieval charm while embracing modernity. Ancient guild houses now house world-class restaurants, and centuries-old squares host cutting-edge cultural festivals. The famous Lucerne Festival transforms the city into a classical music paradise each summer, while the KKL Culture and Convention Center stands as a modern architectural marvel designed by Jean Nouvel, its roof seemingly floating above the lake like a metallic cloud. Lucerne's story begins in the 8th century when Benedictine monks founded a monastery here. The name itself comes from Luciaria, meaning place of light, referring to a lighthouse that once guided travelers. But it was in 1332 that Lucerne truly shaped history by becoming the 4th canton to join the Swiss Confederation, helping to lay the foundation of modern Switzerland. The city became a major pilgrimage destination in the Middle Ages, as travelers crossed the treacherous Alpine passes seeking spiritual salvation. This religious heritage still echoes today in the numerous historic churches and the famous Lion Monument, carved into a cliff face to commemorate the Swiss guards who died protecting the French royal family during the French Revolution. The Chapel Bridge, or Capelbroek, stands as Lucerne's crown jewel, a covered wooden footbridge dating back to 1333, making it one of Europe's oldest wooden bridges. As you walk across its 670-foot span, look up at the triangular panels painted with scenes from Lucerne's history. Though fire damaged it in 1993, the bridge has been lovingly restored, continuing to connect not just two sides of the river, but past and present. Rising majestically above the city, Mount Pilatus beckons adventurers with its dramatic silhouette. Legend says dragons once lived on its peaks, and Pontius Pilate was buried there, giving the mountain its name. Today, you can ascend via the world's steepest cogwheel railway or soar up in a gondola, reaching heights where the view stretches across 6 Swiss cantons and into neighboring countries. The Lion Monument, Lowendenkmal, carved into a sandstone cliff, depicts a dying lion with a spear piercing its side, a tribute to Swiss mercenaries who lost their lives during the French Revolution. Mark Twain called it the most mournful and moving piece of stone in the world, and standing before it, you'll understand why this memorial continues to move visitors to tears. Lake Lucerne itself offers endless possibilities, from peaceful steamboat cruises past storybook villages to thrilling mountain railway journeys that begin at the water's edge and climb to alpine heights. The lake's unique shape, with its multiple arms reaching into different valleys, means every cruise reveals new vistas, new perspectives, and new reasons to fall in love with this magical region. Lucerne perfectly encapsulates the Swiss dream, medieval charm meeting natural grandeur, all wrapped in efficient Swiss hospitality. Whether you're seeking romantic walks along the lake, cultural enrichment at world-class venues, or adventure in the surrounding mountains, Lucerne delivers experiences that will stay with you forever. Bern. Welcome to Bern, Switzerland's captivating capital city, where medieval streets whisper centuries-old secrets and every corner tells a story of Swiss democracy in action. Unlike any other capital city you've experienced, Bern feels more like a living museum where people happen to govern a nation rather than a bustling political center that forgot its soul. Bern sits like a precious stone set in the bend of the Emerald Ahr River, which curves around the city in an almost perfect horseshoe shape. This natural formation created a peninsula that medieval city planners recognized as the perfect defensive position. At 1,864 feet above sea level, Bern commands views across the Swiss plateau toward the distant Bernese Alps, creating a stunning backdrop that changes with the seasons and weather. Bern's culture moves at its own pace, unhurried and thoughtful, much like the famous bears that gave the city its name and once roamed the Bear Park below the Old Town. The Swiss-German culture here is perhaps the most authentically Swiss you'll find, conservative yet progressive, traditional yet innovative, serious about governance yet playful in daily life. The arcades, or Lauterbrunnen, that line nearly 4 miles of medieval streets create a unique shopping and social experience. Rain or shine, locals stroll beneath these covered walkways, stopping at family-owned shops that have operated for generations. This architectural feature isn't just practical, it's a metaphor for Swiss society itself, providing shelter and community while maintaining individual identity. Founded in 1191 by Duke Berchtold V of Zechringen, Bern's history is inextricably linked to the formation of Switzerland itself. Legend says the Duke promised to name the city after the first animal killed in a hunt. That animal was a bear, giving Bern both its name and its enduring symbol. But Bern's real historical significance emerged in 1353 when it joined the Swiss Confederation, eventually becoming the de facto capital in 1848. Unlike many capitals chosen for political compromise, Bern earned its status through centuries of wise governance, diplomatic skill, and its central location that made it acceptable to all Swiss cantons. The city played crucial roles in the Reformation, served as a haven for political refugees, and became the birthplace of many international organizations. It was here that Albert Einstein developed his theory of relativity while working at the patent office, a reminder that world-changing ideas can emerge from the most unexpected places. The Old Town of Bern, a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1983, represents one of Europe's best-preserved medieval city centers. Walking these cobblestone streets feels like stepping back 6 centuries, yet everything is vibrantly alive. The Zytglogge, or clock tower, serves as the heart of the Old Town, its astronomical clock performing an elaborate show every hour as mechanical figures dance and chime the time. The Federal Palace, or Bundeshaus, opens its doors to visitors, offering guided tour of Switzerland's parliament that feel remarkably accessible compared to other national capitals. The building's Renaissance Revival architecture houses the Swiss democracy that has functioned peacefully for over 170 years, a testament to Swiss political wisdom. Einstein's house and museum on Kramgasse 49 preserves the apartment where the great physicist lived from 1903 to 1905, developing theories that revolutionized our understanding of the universe. Standing in these modest rooms, you'll marvel at how revolutionary ideas can emerge from the most ordinary circumstances. The Cathedral of Bern, with its towering spire reaching 328 feet into the sky, offers breathtaking views over the city and beyond. But it's not just the height that impresses, it's the intricate stone carvings, particularly the Last Judgment portal, that showcase medieval artistry at its finest. The Rose Garden, Rosengarten, provides the perfect vantage point to appreciate Bern's unique geography. From here, the Old Town spreads below you like a living map. The Ahr River curves protectively around the peninsula, and the distant Alps form a majestic backdrop that photographers dream about. Bern offers a uniquely Swiss experience, a capital city that hasn't lost its soul to politics or tourism. It's a place where you can witness Swiss democracy in action in the morning, explore medieval streets in the afternoon, and enjoy world-class dining in the evening. Zurich. Zurich occupies one of Europe's most strategically advantageous positions, sitting at the northwestern tip of Lake Zurich, where the Limmat River begins its journey toward the Rhine. At 1,345 feet above sea level, the city spreads across both sides of the lake and river, with the historic Altstadt old town, rising on small hills that provide natural fortification and stunning views. The lake stretches 25 miles southeast into the pre-alpine landscape, creating a natural highway that has connected Zurich to the Alpine passes for over 1,000 years. This geography made Zurich a natural trading center, and today it continues to benefit from being within hours of any major European city, while maintaining that essential Swiss connection to mountains, lakes, and clean air. Zurich's culture represents Swiss precision elevated to an art form. This is where the Protestant work ethic meets international sophistication, where traditional Swiss values blend seamlessly with global perspectives. The city speaks business German by day and celebrates culture by night, with over 50 museums, 100 art galleries, and a legendary nightlife scene that puts many larger cities to shame. The Dadaist art movement was born here during World War I, reflecting Zurich's long tradition of welcoming revolutionary thinkers. Today, that same spirit manifests in cutting-edge contemporary art, innovative architecture, and a culinary scene that's redefining Swiss cuisine for the 21st century. Quality of life isn't just a concept here, it's a measurable reality. Consistently ranked among the world's most livable cities, Zurich demonstrates how economic success can coexist with environmental consciousness, cultural richness, and social responsibility. Zurich's history spans over 2,000 years, beginning as the Roman settlement of Zurich, but its real transformation began in the Middle Ages when it became a center of trade and craftsmanship. The powerful craft guilds that dominated medieval Zurich established traditions of self-governance and quality control that still influence Swiss business culture today. The Protestant Reformation, led by Huldrych Zwingli in the 16th century, shaped Zurich's character profoundly. The emphasis on education, hard work, and civic responsibility that emerged from this religious transformation laid the groundwork for modern Swiss society. The city became a refuge for religious and political refugees, attracting talents that enriched its cultural and intellectual life. Bahnhofstrasse, one of the world's most exclusive shopping streets, stretches from the main train station to the lake, lined with luxury boutiques, private banks, and cafes that have witnessed countless business deals. But this isn't just about shopping, it's about experiencing Swiss style and understanding how tradition and innovation coexist. The old town, Altstadt, on both sides of the Limmat River, showcases 2,000 years of history in remarkably preserved buildings. The Grossmünster, Zürich's iconic twin-towered cathedral, not only dominates the skyline, but also marks the birthplace of the Swiss Reformation. Climbing its towers provides panoramic views that help you understand Zürich's geographic advantages. Lake Zürich itself serves as the city's playground and natural air conditioner. In summer, locals swim in its pristine waters, while elegant paddle steamers carry visitors to charming lakeside villages. The Zürich Sea offers everything from peaceful contemplation to water sports, all within the city limits. The Kunsthaus Zürich houses one of Switzerland's most important art collections, from medieval sculptures to cutting-edge contemporary works. Here you can trace Switzerland's cultural evolution while enjoying pieces by Picasso, Monet, and Swiss masters like Alberto Giacometti. Zürich offers the rare opportunity to experience a global financial center that hasn't sacrificed its soul to success. You can conduct serious business in the morning and be hiking in pristine nature by afternoon. Plan at least 3 days to appreciate both the urban sophistication and natural beauty. Don't miss the weekend farmers markets, lake swimming in summer, and the vibrant nightlife that reveals Zürich's surprisingly playful side. Zermatt. Zermatt sits at 5,315 feet above sea level in a high alpine valley completely surrounded by some of Europe's highest peaks. The village nestles in the Matter Valley, surrounded by 38 peaks over 13,000 feet, including 14 peaks over 14,000 feet, more 14ers than anywhere else in the Alps. But it's the Matterhorn, rising to 14,692 feet, with its perfect pyramid shape, that makes this place truly magical. The geography here tells the story of Earth's violent creation, glaciers that carved these valleys over millions of years, tectonic forces that pushed ancient seafloor to incredible heights, and ice ages that sculpted the dramatic peaks we see today. The Gornergrat glacier system, visible from the village, represents one of the largest glacial areas in the Alps, a reminder of the powerful forces that continue to shape this landscape. Zermatt's culture represents alpine tradition preserved in amber, a mountain village that has grown into an international resort while maintaining its essential character. The decision to ban cars and rely on electric vehicles and horse-drawn carriages wasn't just environmental forward thinking, it was cultural preservation in action. Here, Swiss German mingles with the local Walliser dialect, and traditional mountain farming coexists with luxury hospitality. You'll see shepherds leading their flocks along the same paths used by wealthy visitors heading to five-star hotels. This isn't a contradiction, it's the authentic Swiss alpine experience where tradition and progress dance together. Zermatt's modern history begins tragically and triumphantly on July 14, 1865, when Edward Whymper's team achieved the first successful ascent of the Matterhorn. The triumph turned to tragedy on the descent when 4 team members fell to their deaths. But this event put Zermatt on the world map and established it as the birthplace of modern mountaineering. The village transformed from a remote farming community to an international resort destination. But unlike many tourist towns, Zermatt never lost its authentic alpine character. The arrival of the railway in 1891 made the village accessible, while the ban on motor vehicles, instituted to preserve air quality and tranquility, has kept it special. Every building, every street corner, every mountain hut tells stories of climbers who challenged these peaks, of locals who guided them, and of the eternal dance between human ambition and nature's power. The Matterhorn itself is more than a mountain. It's an icon that has inspired everything from Toblerone chocolate to Disneyland attractions. But seeing it in person, especially at sunrise or sunset when it glows like a massive pink jewel, creates an emotional impact that photographs can never capture. The Gornergrat Railway, climbing 10,170 feet above sea level, offers one of Europe's most spectacular train journeys. As you ascend, the perspective constantly changes, revealing new angles of the Matterhorn and views across glaciers that stretch to the horizon. At the summit, the panorama includes 29 peaks, over 13,000 feet, a view that renders most people speechless. The Klein Matterhorn cable car system takes you to 12,740 feet, the highest cable car station in Europe. Here, you're literally above the clouds, standing on glacial ice that's thousands of years old, with views stretching across 4 countries. The ice palace carved into the glacier offers a surreal underground experience in perpetual ice. The village itself charms with its traditional wooden chalets, many bearing dates from the 1600s and 1700s, proving that people have found ways to thrive in this challenging environment for centuries. The main street, Bahnhofstrasse, offers everything from luxury shopping to traditional mountain restaurants, all without a single car to disturb the alpine atmosphere. The Matterhorn Museum tells the fascinating story of the peak's first ascent and the development of mountaineering, while the village cemetery contains the grave of mountaineers who died pursuing their dreams on these peaks, a sobering reminder of the mountain's power. Zermatt isn't just a destination, it's a pilgrimage to one of Earth's most beautiful places. The Matterhorn will haunt your dreams long after you leave, and the alpine experience here sets a standard that few places can match. Plan at least 3-4 days to properly acclimatize and experience the various mountain railways and cable cars. Geneva. Welcome to Geneva, the Swiss city that belongs to the world, where Lake Geneva stretches like an inland sea toward distant mountains, and where international diplomacy has made its home for generations. This is Switzerland with a French accent, where Swiss precision meets Gallic elegance, creating something uniquely cosmopolitan, yet unmistakably Swiss. Geneva sits at the southwestern tip of Lake Geneva, Lac Léman, where the Rhone River exits the lake and begins its journey toward the Mediterranean Sea. At 1,230 feet above sea level, the city spreads along the lake shores, with the Jura Mountains rising to the northwest and the majestic Alps, crowned by Mont Blanc, visible to the southeast. This geographical position has always been Geneva's greatest asset. It's literally where the Swiss plateau meets the Alpine world, where Central Europe connects to Southern Europe. The lake itself, shaped like a crescent moon, creates a microclimate that's milder than the rest of Switzerland, allowing palm trees to grow alongside alpine firs in this remarkable natural setting. Lake Geneva, at 224 square miles, is one of Europe's largest lakes, and its 310-foot depth creates a natural temperature moderator that keeps Geneva's climate surprisingly Mediterranean for such a northerly location. The famous jet d'eau, shooting 460 feet into the air, serves not just as a landmark, but as a symbol of Geneva's ability to harness natural forces for beauty and function. Geneva's culture is gloriously complex, officially French-speaking but internationally minded, traditionally Calvinist but religiously diverse, historically Swiss but globally connected. Walking through Geneva, you'll hear conversations in dozens of languages as diplomats, international business people, and visitors from around the world make this city their temporary or permanent home. The Protestant Reformation under John Calvin in the 16th century shaped Geneva's character profoundly, emphasizing education, hard work, and moral responsibility. These values evolved into the discretion and reliability that made Geneva a natural home for international banking and diplomacy. The city manages to be both deeply Swiss and thoroughly international, a cultural balancing act that few cities achieve successfully. Geneva's strategic importance dates back to Roman times, but its modern character was forged in the Protestant Reformation. John Calvin's Geneva became known as the Protestant Rome, attracting religious refugees who brought skills, capital, and international connections that transformed the city into a commercial center. The 19th century brought industrialization, particularly in luxury watchmaking and precision instruments, establishing Geneva as a center of Swiss craftsmanship. But it was the 20th century that truly made Geneva special, when it became home to the League of Nations in 1920 and later the United Nations European headquarters. The United Nations Office at Geneva, UNOG, offers guided tours that provide fascinating insights into international diplomacy in action. Walking through the Assembly Hall and seeing the chambers where world leaders debate global issues creates a profound appreciation for Switzerland's role in promoting peace and international cooperation. The International Red Cross and Red Crescent Museum tells the powerful story of humanitarian action, from the Battle of Solferino that inspired Henry Dunant to found the Red Cross, to modern-day humanitarian crises. The museum's interactive exhibits create emotional connections to the work of protecting human dignity in war and disaster. Lake Geneva itself offers endless possibilities: elegant paddle steamers that connect Swiss and French lakeside towns, luxury shopping along the Rue du Rhône, and lakeside walks where you can appreciate views that have inspired writers from Byron to Hemingway. The Mont Blanc Bridge provides perfect vantage points for photographs, while the English Garden offers peaceful respite from urban energy. Geneva offers a unique Swiss experience: international sophistication combined with natural beauty, historical significance with modern relevance. It's perfect for visitors who want to experience Switzerland's global role while enjoying lakeside beauty and alpine views. Plan 2-3 days to properly explore the international organizations, enjoy the lake, and discover the surprising amount of history packed into this relatively small city. Don't miss a lake cruise, and remember that Geneva is also your gateway to the French Alps and the wine regions of Switzerland and France. Grindelwald. Grindelwald sits at 3,390 feet above sea level in a glacial valley that opens like a natural amphitheater toward the most dramatic mountain faces in the Alps. The village spreads across alpine meadows, with the notorious Eiger North Face looming 9,000 feet overhead, one of the most challenging and dangerous climbs in the world, earning it the nickname Mordwand, Murder Wall. This valley was carved by glaciers over millions of years, creating the perfect conditions for a settlement that could serve as base camp for alpine adventures. The geography here tells an incredible story: ancient seas pushed to incredible heights, ice ages that sculpted the landscape, and ongoing geological forces that continue to shape these peaks. Grindelwald represents authentic Swiss alpine culture at its purest, farming traditions that go back centuries, mountain guides whose families have worked these peaks for generations, and a way of life that's adapted to the rhythms of mountain seasons. The local Bernese German dialect reflects the isolation these communities once experienced, while traditional wooden architecture shows how people learned to build in harmony with extreme mountain conditions. The mountaineering culture here is legendary. This is where the golden age of alpine climbing reached its peak, where British climbers established many first ascents, and where the tradition of professional mountain guiding was refined into an art form. Today's guides carry on traditions passed down through generations, combining ancient mountain wisdom with modern safety techniques. Grindelwald's transformation from remote farming community to international resort began with the golden age of mountaineering in the 19th century. British climbers, attracted by the challenge of unclimbed peaks and the beauty of the landscape, established Grindelwald as their base of operations. The arrival of the railway in 1888 changed everything, making this previously isolated valley accessible to visitors from around the world. But unlike many tourist destinations that lost their character to development, Grindelwald managed to grow while preserving its essential alpine identity. The Jungfraujoch, accessible by the remarkable Jungfrau Railway, takes you to 11,332 feet above sea level, the top of Europe, where you're surrounded by glacial ice and mountain peaks that stretch to the horizon. The journey itself, tunneling through the Eiger and Mönch Mountains, represents one of engineering's greatest achievements, completed in 1912 after 16 years of dangerous construction. At the Jungfraujoch, the ice palace carved into the Aletsch Glacier offers a magical underground experience, while the Sphinx Observatory provides panoramic views across the largest glacial system in the Alps. The contrast between the high-tech facilities and the primordial ice and stone creates an almost otherworldly experience. The Eiger North Face, visible from throughout the village, continues to challenge the world's best climbers. Even if you're not a climber, understanding the mountain's fearsome reputation adds drama to every view. The face is so steep and dangerous that weather conditions can change fatally in minutes, making successful ascents as much about luck as skill. First Cliff Walk, accessible by cable car, offers heart-stopping views from a platform suspended over an 800-foot cliff. The walking trail provides constantly changing perspectives of the Grindelwald Valley while keeping you safely connected to the mountain through steel cables and platforms. The village itself charms with traditional wooden chalets, many still working farms, and views that change with every step. The parish church, dating from the 13th century, reminds visitors that people have found ways to thrive in this dramatic environment for over 700 years. Grindelwald's network of hiking trails ranges from gentle valley walks suitable for families to challenging mountain routes that test experienced hikers. Each trail offers different perspectives on the surrounding peaks, ensuring that every visitor can find their perfect level of alpine adventure. Grindelwald offers the ultimate alpine experience, dramatic mountain scenery, authentic Swiss culture, and outdoor adventures for every ability level. The village serves as your base camp for exploring some of Switzerland's most spectacular attractions, from the engineering marvel of the Jungfrau Railway to the natural wonder of the Aletsch Glacier. Plan at least 3-4 days to properly experience the various mountain railways and hiking opportunities, and remember that weather conditions can change rapidly in the high mountains. Always check conditions and dress appropriately for mountain adventures. Lake Lugano. Nestled between soaring peaks of the Swiss Alps, Lake Lugano captivates with its idyllic charm and serene atmosphere. This glacial lake spans 48.7 square kilometers, straddling the border between Switzerland and Italy like a sparkling jewel. Located in the southern canton of Ticino, Lake Lugano sits at 271 meters above sea level, surrounded by mountains that rise dramatically from its shores, creating a natural amphitheater of stunning proportions. The lake's unique finger-like shape was carved by ancient glaciers, creating numerous bays, peninsulas, and hidden coves that give it an almost Mediterranean character. Monte Brie rises 925 meters to the east, while Monte San Salvatore dominates the southern skyline at 912 meters, both accessible by funicular railways that offer panoramic views across the lake and into the Italian lakes region. Lugano's affinity to Italy runs very deep and is cemented with membership of the Insubrica Euro region, a committee whose aim is to promote cross-boundary cooperation in the Lake Como, Lake Maggia, and Lake Lugano area. This unique cultural position has created a fascinating blend where Swiss precision meets Italian passion. The region's history dates back to Roman times when it served as a crucial crossing point over the Alps. During the Middle Ages, the lake became a strategic trade route, with wealthy merchant families building elegant villas along its shores. The area officially became part of Switzerland in 1798, but Italian remains the primary language, and the culture reflects this beautiful duality. With its palm trees, parks such as Parco Siani and Lake Lugano, the city exudes Italian charm. You'll find yourself in a world where church bells ring across piazzas, where locals gather for leisurely aperitivos, and where the pace of life reflects the Mediterranean lifestyle rather than the typical Swiss efficiency. The crown jewel of the region is undoubtedly the picturesque town of Morcote, known for its picturesque alleyways and the beautiful Parco Sciura, a botanical garden with exotic plants and a magnificent view of the lake. This village, often called the Pearl of Lake Lugano, cascades down the hillside like a watercolor painting, with 16th-century buildings, narrow stone steps, and stunning lakeside views. For panoramic vistas, ride the funicular to the top of Monte Brie. Once at the top, dine at one of several restaurants, go hiking or mountain biking, or simply enjoy the view. The journey itself is an experience, climbing through chestnut forests and alpine meadows before reaching the summit where the entire lake spreads below you like a mirror reflecting the sky. The fishing village of Grandeur on the north side of the lake is also worth a visit. This car-free village seems frozen in time, accessible only by boat or on foot, where traditional Tissanese architecture meets the lapping waters of the lake. Lake Lugano offers Switzerland's most Mediterranean experience, combining Italian culture with Swiss quality. From the botanical paradise of Morcote to the summit views of Monte Brie, this region provides perfect blend of relaxation and adventure, where you can enjoy excellent cuisine, cultural richness, and stunning natural beauty, all in one unforgettable destination. Basel. Nestling in the heart of Europe, in the three countries' corner, where Switzerland, Germany, and France meet, Basel is a pocket-sized metropolis that combines proverbial Swiss quality with a multicultural population. This unique position at the Rhine's Great Bend has shaped Basel's character for over 2,000 years, making it one of Europe's most strategically important cities. The Rhine River divides the city into two distinct areas: Großbasel, Greater Basel on the south bank, where the old town and main attractions are located, and Kleinbasel, Lesser Basel, on the north bank, connected by several historic bridges, including the iconic Mittelre Brücke, one of the oldest river crossings in Europe. Basel sits at just 260 meters above sea level, making it Switzerland's lowest major city, with a temperate climate influenced by the surrounding river valley and its proximity to both the Black Forest and the Vosges Mountains. Basel's history spans over 2 millennia, from its Roman origins as Basilia to becoming one of medieval Europe's most important trading centers. The University of Basel, founded in 1460, is Switzerland's oldest university and has been a beacon of learning that attracted scholars like Erasmus of Rotterdam and the Bernoulli family of mathematicians. Basel has the highest density of museums and countless galleries. The Kunstmuseum Basel presents art from the past 700 years. The Museum Tinguely shows the extensive collection of works of art and sculptures by Swiss artist Jean Tinguely. This incredible concentration of cultural institutions has earned Basel the title Switzerland's cultural capital. The city's most famous cultural event is Art Basel, is a major event held every June. This world-renowned art fair transforms the entire city into a gallery, attracting collectors, artists, and culture enthusiasts from around the globe. But Basel's cultural calendar extends far beyond this, from the wild Fastnacht Carnival in February to numerous music festivals throughout the year. The culture-centric city, site of the world's most influential art market each June, is also home to the lovely Münster Cathedral, made of red sandstone with a multicolored tile roof. This Gothic masterpiece, built between 1019 and 1500, stands as a testament to Basel's medieval wealth and importance. The heart of Basel lies in its meticulously preserved Old Town, where you can discover Basel's Old Town on foot and immerse yourself in its history. 5 different audio tours take you through winding alleys, picturesque squares, and renowned museums. The Marktplatz, with its stunning red sandstone town hall and daily fresh produce market, serves as the perfect starting point for exploration. The Basel Historical Museum, with its 3 sites, is widely regarded as the most important museum of cultural history on the Upper Rhine. Housed in a former Franciscan church, this museum tells the story of Basel and the region through an impressive collection of artifacts spanning centuries. Basel represents the perfect fusion of Swiss quality with international flair, offering world-class museums, historic architecture, and unique cultural experiences. Whether you're exploring medieval alleyways, attending world-class art exhibitions, or floating down the Rhine, Basel provides an intellectual and cultural feast that showcases Switzerland's cosmopolitan side while maintaining its distinctive character. Schaffhausen. Schaffhausen stands proudly along the banks of the Rhine River in northern Switzerland, famous worldwide for hosting Europe's largest waterfall, the Rhine Falls, with Switzerland Tour. Located in Neuhausen am Rheinfall village near Schaffhausen, Switzerland, this natural wonder cascades 23 meters over 150 meters. This medieval city, just a few kilometers from the German border, serves as the gateway to one of nature's most spectacular performances. The Rhine Falls were formed approximately 500,000 years ago during the last ice age, when the Rhine River was forced to carve a new course through limestone rock. The result is a thundering cascade where up to 600 cubic meters of water per second plummet over the cliff face, creating a mist that can be seen from kilometers away and a sound that resonates through the surrounding landscape. The city of Schaffhausen itself sits on elevated terraces above the Rhine, surrounded by vineyards and rolling hills that characterize this northern Swiss landscape. The strategic location has made it an important river port and trading center for centuries. Schaffhausen's history is intimately connected with the Rhine Falls, which ironically served as both a barrier and a blessing. While the falls made river navigation impossible, forcing merchants to unload their goods and transport them overland around the obstacle, this created enormous wealth for the city as a mandatory stopping point for all Rhine River trade. Founded in 1045 around a Benedictine monastery, Schaffhausen grew rapidly during the medieval period. The city joined the Swiss Confederation in 1501, bringing with it a rich tradition of commerce, craftsmanship, and river culture. The historic old town reflects this prosperity, with beautifully preserved guild houses decorated with elaborate frescoes and carved oriel windows that speak to the wealth generated by Rhine trade. The relationship between Schaffhausen and its mighty waterfall has always been complex. Local legends tell of spirits living within the falls, and the thundering water has inspired countless artists, writers, and composers over the centuries. Today, the falls continue to generate wealth for the region, but through tourism rather than trade. The Rhine Falls dominate any visit to the region, offering multiple viewing experiences that range from distant panoramic vistas to heart-stopping close encounters. Immerse yourself in close-up views from observation platforms that extend over the rushing water, where the spray creates rainbows on sunny days and the sheer power of nature becomes almost overwhelming. During warmer seasons, frequent boat trips are offered from the Rhine Falls basin to one of the rocks in the middle of the waterfall, Rhine Falls. This boat journey to the central rock platform provides an unforgettable experience. Standing just meters from the cascading water, feeling the platform shake beneath your feet from the waterfall's power, surrounded by the deafening roar that gives you a profound appreciation for the forces of nature. Beyond the falls, Schaffhaussen's old town offers a perfect complement to the natural spectacle. The Munnot Fortress, a circular 16th-century fortification, provides excellent views over the city and Rhine Valley. The daily evening horn call from the Munnot at 9 p.m. continues a tradition dating back centuries, originally signaling the closing of city gates and taverns. Schaffhausen and the Rhine Falls offer an encounter with raw natural power that few places on Earth can match. From boat rides to the central rock to panoramic viewing platforms, this destination combines geological wonder with medieval charm, providing visitors with both adrenaline-pumping adventure and cultural enrichment in one spectacular location. Lauterbrunnen. The village gets its name, Lauterbrunnen, Loud Springs, from the 72 waterfalls that can be found there, making Lauterbrunnen one of the most water-rich valleys in the world. This U-shaped glacial valley, carved by ancient ice flows, stretches 8 kilometers into the heart of the Bernese Alps, with vertical cliff faces rising up to 400 meters on both sides. Located at 796 meters above sea level, a total of 72 waterfalls gush down into the Lauterbrunnen Valley from the vertical cliff faces, some of which are as high as 400 m. This geological masterpiece was formed when glaciers carved through limestone and sandstone layers, creating the dramatic walls that now channel dozens of streams and waterfalls into the valley floor. The valley serves as a gateway to some of Switzerland's most famous peaks, including the Eiger, Mönch, and Jungfrau. Cable cars and cogwheel trains climb from the valley floor to high-altitude destinations like Mürren, Wengen, and the Jungfraujoch, making it a crucial hub for alpine adventures. The name Lauterbrunnen literally translates to loud springs, and anyone who has stood in this valley understands why. The constant sound of falling water creates a natural symphony that has inspired visitors for centuries. The world-famous poet Johann Wolfgang von Goethe was inspired by this valley, and it's widely believed that J.R.R. Tolkien based Rivendell on Lauterbrunnen after visiting in 1911. Traditional alpine farming has shaped the valley's culture for hundreds of years. The local farmers developed ingenious methods for working the steep meadows and managing the water from the numerous streams. Traditional wooden chalets dot the valley floor, many still functioning as working farms where cows graze peacefully while waterfalls thunder nearby. The valley's isolation historically protected its unique culture and dialect. Even today, many locals speak Bernese German, and traditional practices like alpine farming, cheese making, and wood carving continue to thrive alongside modern tourism. The landmark of Lauterbrunnen and the highest free-falling waterfall in Switzerland can be viewed from behind in summer via a specially constructed gallery. The Storbuchfall waterfall is illuminated during the high season. This 297-meter cascade plunges directly from the valley rim, creating a spectacular display that changes character throughout the year. A powerful torrent during spring snowmelt, a delicate silver ribbon in autumn. One of the most special Lauterbrunnen waterfalls is Wasserfall Sprutz. You will be able to walk behind the waterfall, walk along the flower meadows, and experience the steep descent. At 417 m high, Murenbachfall stands tall as Switzerland's highest waterfall, visible from the valley floor as a thin white line against the dark cliff face. When you are almost at the end of the Lauterbrunnen Valley, you will come across another impressive waterfall, the Schmadrobach waterfall. This waterfall has its source in the Breathtaking Glacier and the Schmadri Glacier. Each waterfall in the valley tells a different story of geology, weather, and seasonal change. Lauterbrunnen represents nature's architectural masterpiece, where 72 waterfalls create a living cathedral of stone and water. From the iconic Storbach Falls to hidden glacier-fed cascades, this valley offers an immersive experience in alpine beauty that has inspired artists, writers, and dreamers for generations, making it an essential pilgrimage for anyone seeking to understand Switzerland's natural magnificence. As our virtual journey through Switzerland's 10 most magnificent destinations comes to an end, I want you to take a moment to reflect on what we've experienced together. We've traveled from the medieval charm of Lucerne to the Mediterranean warmth of Lake Lugano, from the bustling sophistication of Zurich to the fairy tale perfection of Lauterbrunnen. We've witnessed the raw power of Rhine Falls and felt the humbling presence of the Matterhorn. But what makes this journey truly meaningful isn't just the spectacular scenery, it's the Swiss approach to life that we can learn from and apply to our daily existence. The Swiss have mastered something profound: how to live in harmony with their environment while continuously improving their quality of life. They've shown us that precision doesn't require sacrificing beauty, that progress doesn't demand destroying tradition, and that welcoming the world doesn't mean losing your identity. Now I have some questions for you, my fellow travelers. Which of these 10 destinations spoke most deeply to your soul? What aspect of Swiss culture do you most want to incorporate into your daily life? And here's the big one. If you could spend a month in one of these places, learning from the locals and absorbing their way of life, which would you choose and why? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights make our travel community richer and more connected. Share your own Swiss experiences or dreams, and let's keep this conversation going. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. We have so many more amazing destinations to explore together. Next week, we're heading to the Norwegian fjords. You won't want to miss that adventure.